Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Welcome, my name is Aiden. I'm so happy that you're here. This video I thought I filmed a couple weeks ago, so forgive me if I'm a little rusty on all of the ins and outs of these palettes. It's the end of September, which means I have gone through all of the eyeshadows in September, and I still haven't filmed all the ones that I used in August. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know. I don't know how this slipped by me, but I was like going to put all these in my declutter sack, and I was like, I started looking through my film roll, and I'm like, I don't have clips of these. Looked at the videos I put up, and I went, I didn't put this up. So these are August. I will be filming probably September next week, so that those will be up in a more timely. So you might get 2 months in one because I'm just completely out of sync with everything. These are all drugstore palettes, all inexpensive pretty much palettes. There's a couple that are kind of on the verge of, I'm not really sure how to classify them. You probably won't find them in every grocery store. Well, obviously, like some of them, but they're still like that price point, and they're not ColourPop or anything like that. Anyway, we're gonna go from my least favorite all the way up to my most favorite from the month. I will tell you which ones I am decluttering, because I'm decluttering a lot of them, which ones I'm keeping and why. I'm only going to do like 4 shades though, because I went through a palette every day. So I have 31 palettes here, or 30. I only have 30. I did 30 palettes. I don't want to swatch all the shades in all 30 palettes. So I apologize if you wanted to see something extra. Before I get started, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you've tried any of these palettes, what your favorite palettes are in drugstore, or just palettes in general. I want to know what you like or which ones you found are absolutely terrible. Let me know that down below too. And then if you haven't subscribed, please do consider subscribing. I also want to say I had 4 palettes, 1 Rimmel that was like a dupe for the Naked 3, like the rosy toned kind of one. That had never been swatched or anything, so I decided to declutter that one and to not give it a go. And then I had 3 Wet n Wild palettes that were this size. So these are like 10 shadows. These are like 10 shadows. I had 3 of these that were unopened, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to put them in my giveaway pile, my I don't know what I'm doing with it pile. But yeah, we have that. Okay, here we go. So in 30th place, the absolute bottom is from Catrice. This is the Absolute Rose eyeshadow palette from Catrice. It does come with a little brush on one side, this little tiny brush, and then it has a foam applicator on the other side. There are 6 shades in here. Let me tell you, we're gonna hold this one up, because I took notes on all of them, and I can kind of give you an idea. So this one is, I said, dismal, no color payoff. And yeah, I remember that it's like chalky, just like nothing there. It is just, so we'll do the 3 darkest shades and then one of the light shades. And it's so powdery. Lots of powder there. It's pretty pathetic. So that's what they look like. They don't, like, you try to blend, it blends away. Like there's nothing there. It was dismal. I am so, like, this was probably not a palette I would have purchased in the first place. This came in a glossy box. But yeah, it's just, even like this pale pink that you can't even really tell it's there. It looked like it was supposed to have a shimmer to it. It was awful. I would never recommend it. It is definitely one that, I mean, I'm going to see. It's one I would never recommend it. I would not, yeah, don't buy it. I'm going to say don't buy that one. It was pretty miserable. So yes, like I said, this is the Catrice Absolute Rose eyeshadow palette. And yeah, it's bad. In case you were wondering what I'm going to do with all of these, I have several bags full of palettes, And eventually I'm going to do like an entire video showing all of them. And then I'm going to see if any of my friends that live locally to me want them, if they want to franken them, if they want to, my one friend was talking about maybe using them, like crushing them up and mixing them with pigments to create face color, like for face painting. So I'm going to see if anybody wants any of them from that, but no. Yeah, just in case you were wondering, that's my plan. That's not going to happen until next year because, yeah, well, we already know I'm a month late on these. In 29th place, we have this Sweet and Shimmer palette from Ulta. This was a cute little palette. Had some pretty colors, I thought, in there. They have them around Christmas time, and they're pretty darn cheap, and they were just, you know, cute. And let's try to swatch them. They're so tiny, like they're hard to get your fingers in there to swatch them. So there you go. Those are the four, like the north, south, east, and west, like that. So yeah, yes. Would you be happy with these? Maybe if you were a teeny tiny child, this would be fine. It's not good. There's no color once again. So it went on okay. Badly creased, just not a lot of payoff here at all. Just kind of miserable. So yeah. Also, obviously a declutter. Don't recommend. Sweet and Shimmer has come out with a whole bunch of more stuff. Don't be fooled. Don't be tempted by their lovely bins of all the cheap stuff. There's a reason. All right, in 28th spot, we have Mythicool Creatures from Wet n Wild. This was one of their Halloween palettes, and it has 4 shades in it. A couple of nice shades, you know, like I don't mind the transition. I don't mind the brow bone. The crease is like not really me because I don't do a lot of blue. The purple had like hard pan on it. I scraped off part of it. It still was struggling with it. Yeah, oof. It would be really pretty if it wasn't such a pain, and I don't know how to get that to work on my eyes because it just doesn't want to work. So yeah, not great. The shimmers are fine. The blue actually went on pretty good. It's just this purple. I don't know if you can see how much I dug into it. I was really trying to get past everything, and it just was not, it was not working for me whatsoever. Anything else? I just put hard pan, no payoff. And you got a little, I think it shows a little bit better on my hand than when you're trying to do it on the eye, but no, this was not a good one. The Wet n Wilds have been really hit and miss for me as I've been working through them the past couple months. All right, next up in 27th spot, this is from Wet n Wild, another one. This is a trio. This is Heart and Heavy. This was when they did that big collection. It had like the kabuki brush and a whole bunch of stuff. It was really popular. It had those highlighters with the hearts in the middle. They were so pretty. I got this one. I don't know if it's because this is old or if this is the quality because they reformulated after this, but man, this palette was not great. So I feel like the white has a lot of like hard pan. It doesn't really want to show up. You got a little bit there, but there's just not a lot to it, unfortunately. The purple was just okay, but this one was kind of like chunky. The colors were just not exciting, not something I would really be excited to wear. I don't think I would wear this as the brow bone. Like, it seems a little shimmery, but it's also not enough that I want to wear it on my eye. Yeah, not a good one. Another declutter. Yeah, we'll eventually get to a few that I'm keeping, and there's a couple that I'm like, I don't know if I should keep or not, but another declutter. Before we break in, I just want to say these are awful. These are Wet n Wild makeup remover wipes, and I got them because they're Alice in Wonderland. They're cute. The packaging's cute. I thought once it's empty, I'll just keep the package. These are dreadful. They smell like baby wipes, and they don't really have very much to them. I tried to use them on my face once, and I was like, oh no, this is awful. They're very thin and just, no, don't get them. They're not worth it. Okay, 26. This is one that I was kind of like, should I keep it? Should I not keep it? This is LA Colors. So I said it's very light color, not a lot of payoff for these. The reason I was thinking about keeping this is because I was using this as kind of like a supplemental palette. Anytime I needed a light shade, like for my brow bone or something, I would use like this shade or this shade. I think I'm just going to let it go because I don't see myself really using this. Let's swatch a couple of these. We'll do some of the darker ones. A mix of shimmers and mattes, so you can kind of get an idea. So 2 of the lighter shades, 2 of the darker shades, and I have to say that purple that I used first, oh, that did not want to work. Honestly, the Wet n Wild aren't doing too bad of a job cleaning swatches, but that's because these eyeshadows I feel are so bad. So anyway, I did that purple in the middle right here, and then I did this one and this one and this one. So I have 2 mattes and 2 shimmers in there, and like the purple shimmer is kind of pretty. The pink is almost non-existent. This one was really soft and crumbly. We're decluttering it. We're taking off the question mark sticker. We're getting rid of it. We're not keeping it. There's no reason to keep it. Why am I keeping it? Just to use up a couple shades in it, because I'm not going to use the rest of them. So let's pass it along. Next up, we have Wet n Wild. This is in the Smoke. This is in 25th spot. I said the colors were lackluster and it faded quickly. So I was trying to do like a red look with this one. Yeah, I'm kind of getting a little bit of resistance with that shimmer red right there. We'll do one of these grays. I didn't use the grays because I only used these for one day each, and just to get a feel of them if I wanted to continue working on them. Blow off a little bit. That brown one, that's kind of supposed to be gray, but it's looking a little bit more brown when you put it on. It had a little bit of fallout. This one is patchy. Can you tell that top one how patchy it is? We're going to kind of rub it back and forth and see. So you can build it up, but it takes work, and I don't know. Anyway, like I said, it faded quickly. It was a little lackluster when I was working with it and trying to get them on my eyes. So it's another one that I am, it's going. It's getting decluttered because I have too many eyeshadow palettes I'd rather reach for. So why keep ones that I don't enjoy? Next up is one from Ulta. This came in one of their like gift sets at the holidays. I think I wanted the container that it came in, and so I ended up with this palette. I've had some good luck with Ulta brand eyeshadows. I have a couple that I really like, so I thought, oh, you know, it looks like a nice color story. Some colors that I'll wear. Kind of reminds me of the Lorac Pros, you know, those giant mega palettes. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna try it. Let's look at what they have. Look at the shades. There's you got a wide array of shades in here. Definitely a little crazy. We're gonna go over some of the ones that I used. This one is really crumbly. It's this one right here in the middle. And then I can't remember what else I used. So can you see those chunks? Still got some chunks. This is supposed to be a shimmer. It looks like a shimmer in the pan. It does not look like a shimmer when you blend it out whatsoever, although it looks like a shimmer on my finger. So what's going on with that? The green is kind of pretty, not gonna lie. Can you tell I have anything above the green though? No, because it's patchy and terrible and just not great. I hit hard pan. I felt like some of these had hard pan, even though I hadn't used them before, hadn't touched them before. I felt like they were crumbly. They were just really light. All in all, it was just okay. There's some nice shades in here. There's some shades that I just would never use ever. I kind of want to try this one. I know I said only 4, but we're going to try one more. You can kind of see it. Just not great. Yeah. Disappointing. Then we got this guy. This one came in my Ipsy. This is Lottie London, the Mauves. And I thought, oh, those colors are so pretty. I love that. There's a couple mattes, a couple shimmers. They just look so pretty, right up my alley. I love a purple look. So excited to try these. They were very blah. There's not a lot of color payoff with this. The shimmers are just kind of okay. Can you see the shimmers are in the middle? No, this is supposed to be a shimmer. It doesn't look like a shimmer. So you have the one that's kind of a shimmer, and it's fine. It's just, it wasn't the best quality. It wasn't quality that I want to keep and that I want to wear and use. So yeah, this one's being decluttered too. Just, this one was disappointing. I have another Lottie London that ranked higher, and we'll talk about, I'll show you how that one feels like. It just was a little nicer. All right, next up we have this one. This is Academy of Color. This is the Peach Party. It's an eye and cheek color palette. I picked these up at Kohl's. They were about $10 when I got them. It did come with some really terrible brushes that were very like scratchy, very plasticky, not nice brushes at all. So that's what it looks like. You have 6 eyeshadows, a couple blushes, and you know, you could use the blushes as eyeshadows as well. This is kind of, you know, playing on that look of the peach palette, and I had high hopes for this because I've kind of had a love-hate relationship with Academy of Colors. Some of them I've enjoyed a lot, some of them not so much. Those two shimmers look pretty nice on the skin, swatching them right here. Let's make sure my fingers are dry. Let's swatch one more of the mattes. We'll put that one down at the bottom. It's just okay. You know, it is what it is. I put, the blushes are pretty, but all in all, it was kind of lackluster. I think I used the brown, and I tried to use that a little bit with the shimmer. And the shimmer was just, you know, it's kind of chalky. When I'm looking at it this direction, it looks chalky. It's not catching the light. It catches the light much better on camera, but it does look kind of chalky in person, and just not something I really want to walk around looking like. So yeah, decluttering this one as well. Just, I've been struggling with what I really like nowadays. Then one step ahead of that, and 21st spot, is Berrylicious by Academy of Colors. This is also an eye and cheek color palette. I liked the colors just a little bit more in here. I think that blush is really pretty. I like this top blush here. I'm not really sure what this is, because this is not a blush. Like, that does not look like a blush. The shades in here were a little bit prettier. I don't love the mattes that they give you in here. Like, you have those two kind of brownie mattes. They're just not that great of shades. We're gonna blow off. That top one had a little bit of fallout as we were swatching. I like the blush. It's very bright and out there. I put pretty on, a bit blah, all in all. So it was a step above peach, but it was not something that I want to keep. 1/3 down, 20 more to go. Yeah, I know, it's a lot. So in 20th spot, we have Will You Marina Me. Part of this is the blue. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love blue. These shades are pretty lackluster. That brown is pretty patchy. It does blend out a bit. The thing with this though is, even though it's lackluster, like they're very light, they're kind of barely there, they lasted well. So that's why it ended up being higher than some of the other ones, because it had more lasting power than some of the other ones. If I would only keep one, I'd probably keep this brow bone shade, just because I think that would be a pretty over the lid shade. But yes, as you probably guessed, this one's being decluttered too, because it's just not something that I'm going to reach for. Then I think this is the last of the trios. This one is in 19th spot. This is the Hieroglyphic Heart by Wet n Wild. Once again, kind of light colors, but it blended well, so they performed well as I was trying to put them on. The colors are a little blah. I do kind of like that purple. Let's see if we can build it up a little bit. So it's okay. The colors are, you know, pretty light. It was what I said was an okay palette. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It, I think, would make a nice palette if you wanted something kind of light, you know, put this one corner, crease, and then I put that all over my lid instead of the brow bone. But it was an okay one. Hieroglyphic heart, better than the other ones that I've tried from the trios. Next up is Not a Basic Peach by Wet n Wild. I said the mattes were nice, but the shimmers were just okay. Not something exciting. I want shimmers. I love shimmers. I have like a crazy shimmer on today, and if you see it under my eyes, it's because it went everywhere. We'll talk about that one in the next roundup. But it was just, there's some nice shades in here. It reminds me of the peach palette, obviously, which I think is what it was supposed to do. I kind of want to try that blue. I haven't tried that blue. We'll see how it swatches. So yeah, that's what I mean with lackluster shimmers. This one is supposed to be shimmer. It does not look like a shimmer whatsoever. If I blend it out even, it doesn't look like a shimmer. That matte has a lot of presence, packs a lot of punch. The gold is a little intense, and the blue actually worked pretty well. I don't like blues that much, so not something I'm going to keep. But if you like mattes, I think this is worth it for the mattes, but not worth it necessarily for the shimmers. But I love shimmers, and that's my number one thing with palettes is I want some really nice shimmers. All right, in the 17th spot is Pixie by Petra. This is It's Judy Time. I don't know what It's Judy Time is. I have no idea. This one I put that it blends well, but it is very light. I was kind of surprised at how light some of these shades were, especially some of these darker ones. I was expecting to have more of a presence, and they just really didn't. So I think I did more of the mattes with this one than the shimmers. So that top one that's barely there, that's this dark chocolate one, like in the middle here. They're very soft. They're very, like, they feel great. I was expecting more from them. This is my first Pixie by Petra, and I won this one. I'm pretty sure I won this one from my friend Lainey, and I'm really excited to have gotten to try Pixie by Petra. I just think I'm probably not going to reach for this one. I don't think this is a bad palette. This is probably the first one that I would say, if you're looking for a palette, this one might be a good one if the colors call to you. It's not a me palette. It's not something that I'm going to be like, ooh, I want that one. I really, I'm thinking about it and I want to wear it. It's not, unfortunately. So I'm going to declutter it, but it is probably the first one that I say is not a terrible value. And I wouldn't be like, don't buy it. Don't. Maybe buy it, don't buy it. That's where I am with this one. All right, and 16th spot, this is from the Beauty Crop. This is the Essentials Face Palette. This came in my Macy's Beauty box. This one could be considered not drugstore, I don't know. But this is not one that I purchased. This is what it looks like. It is kind of all over the place. It has some warms, some weird purples, and I don't know. I find it very confusing, to be honest. So we have what they're calling a blush, and then we have what they're calling a bronze and a highlight, but then there's a deep bronze. Maybe that's a deep bronze on somebody, but I don't know. I ended up using this. I want to say I used the highlighter. It was a very confusing palette for me, honestly. So that's the blush blended out. It performs more like an eyeshadow than an actual blush. That's the bronzer. You would think it would blend out. No. Probably would not use it as a bronzer. And that's the highlight. The highlight's a little too dark for me. That one. Ooh, this one down here, just a little too dark. But that's one of the eyeshadows. This was on my, I don't know if I should keep it or not list. So I want to know your opinion. Based on the swatches, based on this, we're going to swatch this purple, which is the Enhance. It has hard pan on it. Never mind. You can't see it. I can't see it. You can't see it. I'm going to declutter it. I'm doing it. I'm going to declutter. I was going to ask your opinion, which one, if I should keep it or not. So if you do think I should keep this one, leave a comment and be like, keep the Beauty Crop. If not, it will stay in the bag of makeup palettes to eventually be done something with. Okay, next up we have from NYX. This is the Dublin palette. They did these different destinations, and so you have like some eyeshadows, some face products, and then there was a liquid lipstick. I have the liquid lipstick in my collection. I really like the color. It's one of my favorite colors, honestly. So that's what it looks like. It's super thick. I wish it wasn't super thick. I know it's for the lip gloss, but man, this is not the easiest palette to store. And I don't normally store my lip glosses in with my, you know, eyeshadows. The eyeshadows are all pretty much, I dug into that highlighter a little heavy, and it is very powdery, like not powdery, but like crumbly. So I did try to blend out the blush and the highlighter a little bit. The blush is like super light. That highlighter is crazy, so you got to take a light hand. I do really like the green on this one. That's probably my favorite part. I really love that chartreuse. That's the color that I've wanted in some other palettes that are higher end that I didn't get. And then, you know, this other shade is fine. It's an okay palette. Do I think it's the best quality? No. Am I keeping it? Yes. Am I keeping it? Half of the reason why, because it's Dublin and I'm of Irish ancestry. Yeah, because my name, Aiden. How much more Irish can you get? It means little fiery one. So yeah, keeping this one. That's why there is a sticker on it. This is the first one that I am keeping of all of them. So it's taken a good long time to get to a keeper. But I also like it. Like, I like that chartreuse. And to have a chartreuse that actually has presence, that's worth it for me. Next up, we have one from Wet n Wild. This is another one that I'm like, I don't know if I should keep it or not. This is called Fit for a Queen. We have 4 shades in there. I said it was just okay. It's not memorable. I literally did not remember wearing this or what my thoughts were because I didn't write them down that first day. And the next day I was like, I don't remember. I don't remember it at all. I think it's fairly nice. It has 2 shimmers. It has 2 mattes. I think this is one that I am unsure if I should keep or not. We're going to try this matte cranberry again because that's what it looks like. It does build up a little bit. It's not quite a matte. It has like almost a sheen to it. It's kind of interesting. I do like that brow bone or the transition shade. I think we're going to keep this one. It might get too cluttered down the road because all of these are going to go back in, you know, because usually I want to wear them more than once to get a really good idea of them. But I think for this one, we'll keep this one around and see how it does because I'm kind of digging the colors. Let me know. Like, if you think I'm crazy, let me know that. Very similar in nature to that one is in 13th spot. This is Flock Party. Also, you can see there's another question mark. I didn't know. I said it was very pretty, but a bit lackluster. I don't know if it is something that I necessarily want to keep. Little different transition shade, you know, not as what I know, like as close to what I normally would wear. Let's see. So we got more of a shimmer for the cranberries this time. Once again, kind of a little light, a little lackluster. This feels like it has maybe a little bit of hard pan. Some of these shimmers are struggling. This light color was a little crumbly. I'm going to declutter this one. I mean, I think it's kind of pretty and I do like the shades. I just don't know if I'm going to want to put forth the effort to make this work. And yeah, so we're gonna declutter this one. I think it's okay, like, but not necessarily one that I love. I told you there would be a Lottie London coming up. This one is in 12th place. It is a keeper, as you can see with that little sticker. I did end up putting stickers on them so that I kind of get an idea of what I want to keep and keep track of it, which has helped immensely at this point. So this one has 4 shades. They're nothing special. There's nothing really outstanding about this one. The shimmers are kind of nice. The mattes are fine. They're semi-soft. They're going to be kind of crumbly, so we're going to kind of blend that one out. But see, there's still like that giant chunk in there. Not the best. It's very boring. It's very blah. But this is like super simple, easy. Like, I'm going to work. I need something really fast. This is going to be that type of a palette. And know that you won't overdo it or look super crazy if you're like in a hurry and you don't have a lot of time to work. I feel like you can make this one work. Let me see. Is there anything else I said about it that I wanted to mention? I said pretty light, but pretty. That's basically what I said. The reason it takes me a second sometimes to try to figure out, this is, I have my calendar. I write down each one, and then I have them numbered. And sometimes it's hard to find the number because the order I wear them in is not necessarily the order that they are. I mean, obviously not. But yeah, I'm keeping this one because I feel like it's a solid one that I can wear to work. We're almost to the top 10. We have one more to go. So in 11th place, we have the Boo Crew by Wet n Wild. Yeah, I had a lot of Wet n Wild for this. Kind of saved them all for this month. Yeah, we probably know why this is not my favorite. Quality-wise was okay. But I don't like the way I look at blue shadows. I don't feel comfortable. So this one I said, okay, good quality. I feel like, yeah, the quality of this was nice. There was some pretty shades in here and they worked well. It's just not exactly the type of shades that I go for on a regular basis, not the look that I go for. Well, this one right here seems to have like a little hard pan going on. Let's see if we can dig through it. I mean, they're stunning. They have a lot of pigment to them for the most part. There's some really pretty shimmers. That greenish matte is really nice. It's just these colors, they're not the colors I like to wear on my eyes. Don't feel comfortable. Don't love the way I look. So it's being decluttered. But it actually was a nice one. All right, top 10. I don't know why I did that, but top 10. So in 10th spot, we have another Wet n Wild. There's a lot of them, I know. This is Hasta La Costa, baby. And was I keeping this one? I don't remember. Let me look. I said I was decluttering it, but I have a sticker on it, so it was confusing me. So the colors, just don't really love the colors. The quality was nice. There's some, it's interesting. So we have a lot of pigment on these. They're very soft. They swatch beautifully. Like they went on nicely. They were easier to work with than a lot of the other ones that I've tried lately. But I just am not probably going to wear a lot of purple with turquoise or, you know, just one or the other. So I'm going to declutter it. I think somebody else will enjoy this one though, because it is a nice one. In 9th place, we have Coffin Break by Wet n Wild. I said good colors and last well. And this is kind of like a fall dream palette. If you want a warm fall palette, you really have those in here. You got some reds, you got some oranges, you got some nice browns. The transition shade isn't too dark in here. You got some nice shimmers. Like, it's just a nice palette. Good quality. They did a nice job on this. Sometimes their holiday ones are here and there, hit and miss, but Coffin Break was a good one, so I'm keeping this one. Yes, we haven't kept a lot, but we're keeping this one. In 8th place, we have Sweet as Candy. This one you might be surprised that I raked to the side because it's all mattes. There are no shimmers in here, and you know that I love shimmers. This one I thought you could use with other eyeshadows, or even if you just wanted to do occasionally a look that doesn't have shimmer, you could do that with this one. And there's just a good variety of shades in here. It's just working pretty well. I am going to keep this one, which surprised me, but I feel like I could supplement this one pretty easily. I have some like Super Shocks that I could wear with it, or I think I have one liquid shadow that I haven't had a reaction to, so I would probably keep it for that. But they're just, you know, nice, soft, blendable. Once again, kind of a good go-to for work if you just want something quick and you know that's going to work well. This is a good one, Sweet as Candy. In 7th place, we have one that's Fantasy Makers by Wet n Wild, and this is Mummy of the Year. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with this one, to be honest, because it's all over the place. There's some really nice colors in here. There's some also crazy colors that I don't know if I would wear that much. The reason I'm on the fence with this one is a question mark, is because they work well. There's some nice, like, they work well. The colors that I put on, I liked the look, but they're not all colors that I'm really going to be reaching for or trying to wear a lot of the time. But they're like that's such a good shade. Like, and it's just kind of all over the place with the shades in here. Little fallout, not too bad. Look at that, oh, that aqua. And that yellow is like really cool as well. There's just some interesting shades. So this one, let me know. Do you think I should keep it? Do you think I should not keep it? Let me know down below. This is Mummy of the Year, as in mummy, not mummy. Not Mummy Dearest, but a mummy, as in Egypt. We have one more before we get into the top 5. We've kind of gotten to a controversial brand. I don't normally support this brand, and I've only bought one thing from this brand. Actually, you'll see it in the top 5. Everything else that I have, I've gotten different means. So this one came in my BoxyCharm Luxe, I want to say, which felt kind of weird. It's the Morphe and Manny MUA Glam Palette. So you have 2 gigantic highlighters. Well, not gigantic, just compared to the eyeshadows. And you have all of these eyeshadows. There's some really pretty colors in here, right? You got that purple kind of shade. You have the kind of burgundy shade that does kind of stain your eyes, so be careful with that. Just know that that's a thing. So we're going to swatch one of the highlighters as well. I really liked the shades. I liked the quality. Is it as good as my high-end stuff? No. Was it good enough for what I want to wear in everyday life? Yeah, I enjoyed it, which I was not wanting to say, because I don't agree with Morphe as a company. I think they've done some really terrible things. You know, laying off a whole bunch of people just before Christmas. They've done that twice, actually. They did it to their retail employees, but they also did it to a division a couple years before that, like their sales division. So just not a company that gives me good vibes, but I hadn't really bought anything from them. I got this one and I thought it was pretty nice, and yeah, I'm going to keep it because I do see myself wearing the colors in here and the highlights, and it's pretty nice overall. Yeah, I kind of like it. In 5th place, we have another Wet n Wild. This is Stop Ruffling My Feathers, and I said it's very pretty and it lasts really well. There's 1 shimmer, or 1 matte and 3 shimmers, so you know you're gonna get a kind of blinding look with this one. But I do like the shades in here. I had a little moisture for that first swatch, so it's a little chunkier than, a little patchier than I meant for it to be. I mean, just look at how they catch the light. They look pretty like this direction, but also as they catch the light, which that was an issue with earlier palettes, and I like that transition shade. So yeah, this is definitely one that I'm keeping. I think it is a fairly nice one. Not an everyday palette probably, but it's still a nice one that I'm going to continue wearing. In 4th place, we have Dragon Scales. This was part of like their Game of Thrones inspired collection. I said I liked the look, I liked the colors, and it worked well. So you have a couple greens in there, you have that brown. I don't know, I can go for a nice green look. I do like when olive green was really popular. I liked wearing olive green kind of quite a bit because it kind of made my eyes look green. It's just a nice shade. I have hazel eyes, so they do shift occasionally depending on what I'm wearing. Look at how pretty those are. Like, just a good solid kind of showing. And the colors, that's a big thing, was the colors. I got lost in the hype of all of these at one point. You know, they're only a couple dollars, and I was like trying to get them all. It was like Pokemon. I don't collect Pokemon. I never was into Pokemon. But eyeshadow palettes, Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes, ColourPop eyeshadow palettes, there was a time when I was trying to catch them all, and that had to stop. So that's why I have so many of them. But this one I actually like. Next up, we have Midnight Vibes. This one is in 3rd place. This is from Ulta Beauty. This came as a gift with purchase, so that's why I have it. I probably would not have purchased it otherwise because of the shades in here. There's some nice shades. Like, it's a kind of a muted jewel tone palette. It's just, I probably would not have gone for the shades that are in here. So we have 4 mattes. You have the 2 mattes here, the blue and the green, and then you have the 2 mattes up here. And then this is kind of like one of those sequin shades that has the shimmers inside of it. So these are very soft and blendable. They have some good pigmentation to them. Is it my favorite color story? No. Do I still think they're nice? And did I like the look that I created? Yes. Am I keeping it? Yes. I think this one is a nice one. If you like the colors, this is the quality of Ulta that I would suggest purchasing, trying out, because this can be really nice. And yeah, I like this, the quality of this one, and I will definitely be keeping this one. Top 2. We have one from Morphe too. This is the only thing from Morphe I've ever purchased. The other things that I have, I got in subscription boxes. I think I have like a highlighter somewhere from Morphe and a brush. I don't really like the brush, and I just got a setting spray in a gift with purchase, like a trial size. But I don't own a lot of Morphe. I've never been something that I wanted to purchase, but I saw this in Target and I was like, I love those colors. That's such a me color story. It's so pretty, and it was like $9, and I thought, I want to try it. And I think there was some deal going on at the time, like either got a gift card or something, because that's how Target gets you every time. So it's a 5-pan palette. I will swatch all of these just because there's one extra, just so you get kind of an idea of what they all look like. So there is going to be some fallout with those mattes if you dig in too much, so you definitely want to knock off your brush when you're working with them. The shimmers are nice. I do like this shimmer the best right there in the middle. The other one's okay. It's a little dark for my taste, but I like a lighter shimmer for the most part. That's what I'm going to put, like I have today. Not necessarily a dark shimmer over my whole eye, but it's nice quality. I like this one. This is, oh, I should tell you, this is the Ready in 5 eyeshadow palette from Hawaii with Love. And I don't know why it's Hawaii, because this does not scream Hawaii to me whatsoever, but it is what it is. But I do like it, and I'm keeping it. All right, this last one, it is something I technically purchased, but I purchased it on Mercari from another YouTuber, like another small YouTuber. She had bought 2 of it because she was thinking she wanted a backup of it, and then decided to let it go. So I purchased it secondhand. It was right around, I think she was selling it right at retail, which was cool because I didn't even know this existed when it came out. I didn't know who Kathleen Lights was. And I was like, oh, I really like Kathleen Lights. I kind of want this palette. So I purchased it on Mercari from another small YouTuber, like I said. This is the Morphe times Kathleen Lights palette. It's kind of boring, but it has all these shimmers in it, and I love the shimmers that are in it. They're just really nice. It's just kind of a solid color story. It's not super exciting, like you have that pop of green, but it's, and that one's a little chalky. I will say that one's a little chalky, but all in all, I felt like this had the most variety. It has the nicest, like a nice formula to it. Look at that green, oh my gosh. And actually this one, even though it felt a little chunky in the pan, it felt so soft as I put it on. So old school Morphe, still nice quality, still holding up. I'm still happy with this one. Honestly, would never have gotten it if it wasn't for Kathleen Lights. So I'm keeping it. I think it's my favorite from the month of August. I know. I don't know. I'm so behind on everything. So I have 11 palettes in all that I am keeping. Out of the 30, I have the one that I was kind of confused on if I should keep it or not. So let me know what you think. Let me know if I should keep it or not. Keep 12, keep 11. It's up to you. You are the deciding vote. So make sure you leave a comment. Otherwise, it's just going to sit here on my desk collecting dust. No, I mean, I'll have to figure it out myself. But please help me, because I want to know. Let me know if you've tried any of these palettes. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on how I rank them. Like what you would have put in your opinions on these brands. Let me know down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.